something magnetic about Jo March. In the sea of classic literary heroines, she stands apart, not because she is perfect, but because she is wildly, unapologetically herself. In Greta Gerwig's adaptation of Little Women, we see Jo not just as a spirited sister or a stubborn dreamer, but as a woman learning to choose herself in a world that demands she be someone else. Her story, while set in the 19th century, feels raw and urgent even today. It's a story about carving your own place when the world insists you stay small. Hey, it's Darcy from Ladies First, watching Women in Movies. Here, we celebrate powerful female stories, those that break boundaries, challenge norms, and remind us that women's journeys deserve to be at the forefront. If you love diving deep into these narratives like I do, you're in the right place. Jo March has always been ahead of her time. Fierce, messy, full of contradictions, she dreams of becoming a writer, of making a living with her pen, and refuses to let marriage define her future. While her sisters find fulfillment in love, home, and family, Jo wrestles with the idea that maybe those paths, while beautiful, aren't hers to take. And that tension, that internal struggle, is what makes her feel so heartbreakingly real. Gerwig's film gives Jo's ambition a pulse. We see her racing through New York streets, manuscripts clutched under her arms, her hair wild with the same freedom she craves. We feel her loneliness too, the cost of choosing a road not many women were allowed to walk. She's not invincible. She doubts herself, she aches for connection, she fears being left behind. But through all the pain and confusion, she never completely abandons herself. Even when others tell her that women's writing isn't serious, even when the world dismisses her dreams, Jo keeps going. She fights not just for her stories, but for the right to live on her own terms. What makes Jo March a symbol of women empowerment isn't that she refuses love or that she becomes a famous writer. It's that she gives herself permission to exist outside the expectations built for her. Jo's journey is one of defiance and self-affirmation. In a world where women were expected to prioritize family and marriage above all else, Jo chose to break free from those constraints. Emancify. She refused to be defined by traditional gender roles, making it clear that a woman's value is not in her relationship status or domestic role, but in her ambition, creativity, and the autonomy to choose her own path. Jo's empowerment comes from her decision to assert her own identity and resist being molded into a version of herself that society expected. By pursuing her career, pursuing her dreams, and embracing her independence, she became a beacon for women who wanted more than what the world was willing to offer them. She wasn't just fighting for a career, but for the right to live freely, to carve out a life on her own terms, regardless of societal judgment. She chooses her career, her passions, and ultimately, her independence, not because it's easy, but because it's true to who she is. Jo teaches us that empowerment doesn't always look loud or glamorous. Sometimes it's the quiet, stubborn decision to honor your own voice, even when no one else is listening. And that's why Jo March still matters. In a time when women are still navigating expectations, balancing ambition with pressure, independence with belonging, Jo's story reminds us that it's okay to want something different, that it's okay to be something different. She shows us that choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's revolutionary. What makes Jo even more remarkable is that her journey isn't about rejection, but about acceptance, accepting the complexities of who she is and what she wants. It's a lifelong process where she learns to balance dreams and reality, love and ambition. Jo's fight is a reminder that we're all worthy of choosing our own path, regardless of society's blueprint. No matter where you are in your journey, it's never too late to rewrite your story, to step outside the roles assigned to you. Be like Jo. Choose yourself. I would love to hear what Little Women and Jo March mean to you. Have you ever felt that same pull to go against what's expected and choose your own path? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more conversations about fierce, unforgettable women in film, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Ladies First community. Until next time, keep celebrating your own story.